crucial part of learning to sing jazz is to listen to jazz, both vocalists and instrumentalists. Let's start with the vocalists. Who did you listen to the most and what did you take from them?
Okay, so two names. Jarreau, so like a amazing artist, but also like very vivid style, especially musical, especially sound, you know, like sometimes rough, you know, but the great vivid imagination, the great time phrasing, so I felt in love with his work. And on the other hand was Bobby McFerrin, so the guy the genius who revolutionized singing, you know, he was able to sing the whole concert a cappella, right? And as a listener, you didn't have the feeling that something is missing. Everything was there, you know, just his voice, but the rhythm, the groove, the harmony, the melody, the lyrics, you know, like everything, even the show, the jokes, wow.
So tell me about your home. Was it a musical home?
Yes, it was very artistic and musical. My parents are musicians. My father is actually an actor, and my mother is a founder and conductor of a chamber choir, really good chamber choir, Kamerata Silesia, one of the best in Poland. And in my home, the music was always around. My parents would play classical music and also like the old style crooner music, Frank Sinatra, the old musical movies, you know. And yeah, so it was always with me. I also went to the music school at some point and I started to play the piano and cello. I wasn't really, you know, eager to practice a lot, so therefore my sound and pitch on the cello especially is a difficult instrument. So I've never was a master of this instrument, although it stayed with me, and till this day I believe that many of the sounds I make, so I sing, is similar to those I would consider to be a cello sound.
You went to the singing lessons with your sister,
Exactly.
and the teacher saw that you have a voice gift as well. But how was it with the jazz singing? Because it's not as an obvious choice for a teenager, I assume, to start to sing jazz especially.
That's true. I already listened to some jazz, but I didn't realize that it's jazz, you know. It was just a music I liked. It was more of a smooth jazz, maybe something between world music, pop and jazz. But at some point I went for jazz workshop. My first encounter with the jazz, not only the jazz music, but also jazz culture, you know, jam sessions and stuff, hanging out with friends, listening to music. And it was here in this very building, you know. So it was something about, I don't know, 2003 maybe. And yeah, it was like a mind-blowing experience for me, you know. I remember that there was a wonderful teacher, his name is Gerald Trotman. I haven't seen him since. He introduced me to not only the jazz phrase, which is like really open. You can perform somebody else's piece, but still have the freedom to create, you know. You can change whatever you want, you can rearrange, you can imagine something on the spot and do it. So this was like, wow, for me. And also he introduced me to scat singing.
Who did you listen to the most, and what did you take from them?
Well, so if we're speaking about my the first period of my joyful story, the beginning was Bobby McFerrin and Jarreau.
Tell us more about the vocalist style, because maybe our viewers don't exactly know what it is, and it's really interesting because it was a whole new chapter. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a niche, although it's more and more popular through the people as Eddie Jefferson, but most of all, I think, Jon Hendricks, and then Mark Murphy, and now Cartelling. These are the guys who are best. This is a style in which the vocalist is singing the transcription of an instrumental solo, but with the lyrics added. Often very funny.
Wciąż tyle wspomnień wokoło mnie, gdy tej melodii cichy dźwięk każe pomyśleć o tym, że miłość była blisko nas.
I want to learn harmony, you know. When I heard a chord which I didn't understand, I was, you know, I loved this chord, and I wanted to be able to improvise on that. Yeah, so kind of this instrumental approach was always with me. And according to the cello, my favorite piece on the cello I played was the suites by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's a piece for cello only one instrument, mostly played one note at a time. Okay, of course, you can play some chords on the cello, but mostly it's one note at a time, and you can create harmonies, melodies, rhythms, everything. So yeah, I always liked it. Until this day, actually, I sing sometimes during my concerts like a cappella solo pieces.
My heart is sad and lonely. For you I sigh, for you dear only. Why haven't you seen it? I'm for you, body and soul. Oh.
You have a quite important collaboration in your life, which is a duo with Paweł Tomaszewski. Tell us about your relationship, musical relationship.
Well, I met Paweł Tomaszewski during my studies in Academy of Music in Katowice. There was the oldest in Poland jazz department, and we were both studying there. Although Paweł has graduated the same year I was accepted, probably. So, but we met there. We started to play something, not really much, but then I went for the competition of Montreux Jazz Festival. It was Montreux Jazz Voice Competition.
Softly, as in the morning sunrise, the light of love comes stealing into a newborn day. Flaming into the glow of sunrise, the light of love is sealing about with all betray.
In Switzerland, beautiful place, the great festival, and well, so it happened that I won the Grand Prix, and wow, this was also one of the greatest experience I've had. You know, the people I met there, and also it was stressful, yes. The waiting for the performances was stressful because, you know, the other participants were excellent, you know, from the whole world, actually. So because I won, one of the prizes was that I can record in a really good studio in Switzerland. I invited Paweł to do this album with me, and we recorded an album, Love Revisited, with our revision of standards. Yeah, and then that it begins, you know, and we play till this day like a duo, vocal plus piano.
The touch of your hand is like heaven. That heaven and I never know. The brush on your cheek, whenever I speak, tells me that you are my own.
It's not a very standard duo playing, like the vocalist who is only singing lyrics and stuff, and the piano player who's, you know, play solos. But we switch that roles, and yeah, it's kind of more open, more of a. Sometimes it goes in the direction of Bobby McFerrin and Chick Corea. Sometimes in Tony Bennett, Bill Charlap. Sometimes it's in the direction of Myrczek and Tomaszewski. I believe that we've worked out our own style. The most important thing for me was my internal path, you know, because I met people to whom the music and jazz music was the whole life, and I also saw that the audience, you know, gathered there was like so. They were eager to listen, you know. They were so focused on everything we can propose them, and this was like. It's difficult to say, but it was for the first time, you know, I saw that is really important. It's something more than my own fascination and my own passion. It doesn't matter actually what do you record, as long as it's authentic to you and as long as, you know, it's fresh for you. And I think that the approach is crucial, you know. I also try to navigate, so I write my own pieces and also perform them, and I sing, you know. Sometimes I sing even, I was performing classical music too, contemporary classical music. I take part in many genres actually, and I think that well, you can of course like push yourself to discover something new. I discover new things in each song I sing.
Nie umie błądzić gdzieś we mgle, z obłoków tu nie spadła, nie. Na pięknych słowach nie zna się polska miłość, miłość.
Recently, you recorded an album, not with the American songbook with the jazz standards from across the ocean, but you rediscovered with your musician friend Piotr Schmidt the songbook of Wojciech Młynarski,
Yeah.
which are our standards. Tell us about your way of preparing this music.
So I loved Wojciech Młynarski even before I discovered jazz and stuff, you know, since really early years. And of course, at the beginning, it was I fell in love with the jokes, you know, which were there. But then, with the time, I started to discover those meta narrations, you know, which are present there, and till this day, I every concert actually, every year I discovered something more, something deeper there. And it's a great pity that it's actually available mostly for us Polish, you know, and the people who knows our language. It's a pity because if it was more international, so then yeah, more people could appreciate it. But also it's necessary to be in Polish because, you know, our language gave Młynarski all those possibilities, and his craft, his imagination, and his great personality. I have plenty of time because, you know, I have to travel a lot. So then, with my, you know, with my, how do you say it, headphones, right? Mm-hmm. I consume many podcasts about special and general relativity of Albert Einstein, and also some quantum mechanics. You know, I cannot understand anything. I mean, I don't even try to understand the maths behind it. But it's not important for me because, you know, I always discover the intuitive explanations to some things, and, you know, it turns out that our world, our universe, it's really complicated. You know, it's crazy. You know. I got a feeling that you never understand me. I got a feeling that it's really hard to bear. When I'm lonely, you don't call or even text me. And I realize you've never really cared. I'm alive without the need to be your man. If I find a source of joy within myself, I can dive into a center of the world, which offers great adventures to a man who's open to a plan. So the plan is to be open and connected. Be aware of what you want and what you've got. Inner child don't like to be neglected. So take some time to sit with it and talk. You're alive without the need to understand. If you find a source of joy within yourself, you can dive into a center of the world, which offers great adventures to a man who's open to